I'm Robert Williams from MetalRules.com, and joining me tonight in Austin, Texas is Brian Werner and Stephen Harger of prosthetic recording artist Infernaeon. How you guys doing today?
What's up, dude?
Awesome, man.
So you guys just recently released your second album, Genesis to Nemesis, following up 2007's Symphony of Suffering CD. Tell me a little bit about, this is a concept album, right? What's the story behind the lyrical content on there?
The whole story is the story of the Bible from beginning to end, just exposing everything from, biblical, contradictions to historical inadequacies. For example, the story of Zia Sudra was a story that was told for thousands and thousands of years before the Christians raped it and turned it into the Noah story. Not to mention the whole legacy of Cain. Obviously, the song Immaculate Deception being about the birth of Jesus and how that's all pretty much bullshit. The song Graven Image is about how, according to certain texts, Judas never betrayed Christ. Judas is actually ordered by Christ to turn him in, which means Christ committed a mortal sin, which means he could never have been the Savior, because Christians believe if you kill yourself, you go straight to hell. So how can he be the Savior and commit a mortal sin? It also goes on to talk about how, the second commandment, thou shalt not kneel to any graven image. Well, what the fuck do you call your cross? Your cross is a graven image. You all fucking kneel to it. Then we end with Revelations, which is just meant to be epic. And then we were sitting around getting high and realized we needed a song about Moses and shit, and we didn't even think about it. And so we decided to do a cover of Creeping Death, to cover the whole Moses chapter of the Bible. And we had none other than Odorous Urungus himself doing guest vocals on it. And it was a cool fucking time, man. It was really fun to work with him.
So like you mentioned with Creeping Death, you had Odorous. You also had some other exciting guest appearances on the new album. Eric Rutan of Hate Eternal and Morbid Angel being one of them. Tell me about how the collaborations on the new album with the other guys came about and what it was like working with them.
We were just in the studio with Eric, and he was coming in and out and checking, what was going on. And we just kind of asked him, "You want to do a line or two?" And he's like, "Sure." So
not cocaine, actual singing line or two.
Yeah.
So mentioning you were in the studio with Eric over at Mana Studios. Brian, I know you said in a previous interview a few months back that the original plan was to work with death metal icon James Murphy. Why the change in venue to Mana Studios?
I gotta plead the fifth on that one for legal reasons, but it wasn't a good environment for us to be there anymore, so we decided to go back home to where we mastered the first album, and work with somebody like Eric and Brian that we were a lot more comfortable working with. So
I love the new music video you guys got for Graven Image. Now tell me, is that too gory to be on most music video outlets like Fuse or Hitmaker's Ball?
Oh yeah, and that's exactly why we did it that way. It's fuck that bullshit, man. Everyone's like, well, you're not going to get on MTV. I don't care if I'm not on MTV. I don't want my band being played alongside some of the other shit that they play on there. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to fucking be on tour with the Devil Wears Prada. That's not who we are. That's not what I want to be associated with. And I believe in, how do I word this eloquently? I don't think artists should be told what they have to do to be able to be played on a certain channel. I think music is art, and your art should always be whatever you want it to be. And when you start to limit that and say, well, okay, well, no, your art can't be this, or your art can't be that. If you do this isn't going to get played that. Well, that's not art anymore. That's fabricated shit that people are making for the sole reason to make these companies happy. And I don't fucking write music for fucking anybody else. I write music for me. And I'm not going to fucking sit there and diminish my ultimate vision of what I have for everything based on the opinions of a bunch of assholes on MTV.
How much creative input did you guys were involved with for the music video?
Oh, hands on, 100% the entire time.
Uh-huh.
From conception through editing, we were right there for the entire process.
Let's talk about touring with the Lunatics from Outer Space, otherwise known as Gwar. How did you guys originally hook up with Gwar, and what's the tour been like so far?
We got hooked up with Gore because we had Odorous singing on the album, which was a big plus and helped us out. And
Well, how did you guys meet before that?
just at shows and stuff. I've known Mr. Brocky for quite a while now, and just happened to make a generic call to him one day, and he was totally fucking down for it. And then as far as being on the road, well, shit, go for it.
It's been fun, other than a few vehicle problems we've been having. Like 4 vehicles we've gone through in a month. It's been great. Been playing to 1,000 people every night, so it's been a lot of fun.
There's been a lot of women at the shows too,
Yeah.
which is something we're not used to being in a death metal band. The pussy on this tour has been exceptional.
Now, Texas has got to have some kind of special meaning for you guys. I know last time you guys passed through, took some time to visit Dimebag Darrell's grave, and I understand this time through you got to hang with one of your main musical inspiration, King Diamond. What was that like?
It was kind of like being invited out with Anton LaVey. It was really a surreal experience. I'm not going to say where we hung out with him at, because that's kind of private, as well as the meeting that we had with him was kind of private too. But it was a lot like being invited out with LaVey. Like I said, man, King is, I got him right there. He's one of my all-time biggest music icons. And to be able to sit down with the guy face to face for about 3 hours and just listen to the stories he had, and just advice that he had for us as a young band and shit was really, really fucking one of the coolest experiences of my life. It definitely was. That's definitely a memory I'll take to my grave.
So after this current tour wraps up, what's next on the agenda? Maybe work on some new music, take a deserved break?
No, you know us, brother. Fucking 250 shows in the next 12 months. We ain't fucking around. We're going to tour the living fuck out of this album. We'd like to be right back out in the U.S. in January, February, do Europe right after that, come back to the U.S. again, go right back to Europe all next summer, come back, and then go into the studio sometime next year and crank out the next album. We already got the concept and the foundation laid for the next album, already a few songs deep on it, so...
So you've had some shifts in lineup since the last time you passed through. Tell me about everyone you got in your band now, where you found them, who they might have played with before, how they ended up in Infernaeon.
Well, this guy off Craigslist.
Sent me an email and I went out, tried out. Then about 2 weeks later, their other guitarist, I don't know what would happen there.
He was sucking dick.
It just kind of completely changed genres on us.
I called him cock and mouse, I was like, you're fired.
And so yeah, he was gone. So I was jamming with my friend Taylor when they sent me the email, because we were looking for a bass player and a singer. And I said, well, my friend Taylor plays. He's like, all right, I'll send him over. He came out, tried out, and got in too. So.
And Jeremy, we always knew Jeremy was going to be done after the album. That had been in the works for a while. He's a family man now. He's got 2 kids, married. And just really couldn't do any of the touring commitment that we needed from him. But, at the same point, the guy had been in the band for 2.5 years. He paid his dues, sweating it out in the van with us, touring for little or no money. And we felt he was very deserving to still be on the album. We still really, really wanted him to do it, because he was like a brother to us, man. Like I said, he paid his dues and cut his teeth with us out here for 2 years on the road. So he was very, in my opinion, very deserving of, being a member of Infernaeon for the release. Even though we knew he was going to leave right after, we ended up getting Adam Sagan from Into Eternity, who is one of my oldest and best friends of many, many years, going back, God, since I was a teenager. And Adam used to live with me for quite a while. Adam and Bill Hudson from Celador. And that's how we got Bill Hudson to do the guest appearance, because Bill was just kind of hanging out there with all of us at all the time. Same thing with John Slaughter, who plays in Caldera with Bill, which is a fucking amazing band. With 2 guitar virtuosos, and they're just fucking amazing. Go check them out. Coldera, Caldera. And Adam's just done an amazing fucking job, man. It was really cool. Jeremy helped him get trained in, because he's right down the street from us. We're still the best of friends with Jeremy and everything. I wish him nothing but the best of luck. So.
Well, Stephen and Brian, thanks so much for taking the time to talk metal with me today. Before we wrap this up, any last words for your fans watching at home?
Smoke crack, worship Satan, kill your parents, rape your dog, sacrifice your little sister to Lucifer, that's about it.